Hi, everyone. This is Brian Gutierrez from Keller Williams. And today I'd like to talk about occupancy versus possession, right? Um, they both mean something a little bit different to me. A lot of people use those two terms interchangeably. So let me explain what that is. So we have a transaction. Say you're the seller, okay, and we receive an offer that says, okay, we're going to offer you this price under these terms, and we're going to give you 30 days occupancy. So what that means is that means that you, the seller, can stay in the house 30 days after we close, right? And then turn over the keys. Now, that can look a couple different ways. If it's a competitive situation, the buyer may say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we will let you stay in the house with 30 days free occupancy, right? If it's a more balanced market or if things are not competitive, then they'll say, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we'll let you stay in the home. However, we're going to charge you 1/30th PITI, which basically means that for those 30 days, they would take the buyer's new mortgage payment, divide it by 30, and come up with the daily rate for you to stay, you, the seller, to stay in the house for those 30 days. Now, at closing, the title company will hold that money in escrow, right? Keep it in reserve to see how much occupancy that the seller uses. Okay. Um, but the seller will only pay for, in the end, the days that they use. So if the buyer gives the seller 30 days occupancy, 1/30th PITI, or paying rent, per day for 30 days, and the seller only uses 12 days, well, they're getting the remainder of the days back. Okay. At the key exchange. And that is a perfect segue for the key exchange. And this is where the term possession comes into play, right? The occupancy is the time after closing that you get to stay there, sellers, right? And then when you're ready to leave or when that occupancy has expired, then we all meet at the home for the key exchange. And it's a very simple form. Seller signs it saying, at this date, this time, we are handing the keys over. The buyer is signing it at the same time saying, we have accepted the keys. They have been given to us. And now the buyer has possession of the home. Okay. That form then goes to the title company, and then they figure out how many days were used or not used, and then they disperse the funds accordingly. So that's the difference between occupancy and possession, right? Occupancy is the time for the seller to stay in the home after the closing, and then possession is when you actually get the keys. The buyer gets the keys to the house and actually possess the new home for them. So this is a really basic rundown. Of course, there's all different kinds of nuance. Every situation is different, right? Every agreement is different. All kinds of amendments and details can be added or subtracted. But in general, this is what occupancy and possession is all about. And of course, when we get together and you have an offer of your own, we'll go over those specifics to make sure that that all makes sense for both of us. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll talk to you later.